in the gym, I'm a different person. Like, I come alive in the gym. So for me, it was like, because I liked that feeling, and where everything else outside of that was really bad, I chased it. So I became really obsessed with it. You know what I mean?
You ask me where I get all my energy from. From the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Adeshokwe Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of Adeshokwe Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, where we break down the hot topics of the culture. Sometimes I get a one-on-one guest, a celebrity guest in the building to chat with me. Before we go into that, I'd like to say thank you for all your subscriptions. As always, subscriptions are very important. That's the way we get bigger, stronger, and we can promote our own culture without waiting for anybody else to promote us. So please take that 1-2 seconds, click on the subscription button, like, share, and comment. We appreciate that. This is brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. My producer forgot to put that on the table, but I'll let that rock today. The Energy God Energy Drink. As always, drink and be energized, man. It's for us, by us. Go to energygod.com and place your order. Where'd you say you put it? It's by the... I'm going to pull it anyway. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So we're going to put it right here. So it's the Energy God Energy Drink and be yourself. Stay energized. I'm in the studios here at Afromedia Studios in London. And joining me is a very special guest. I'm excited about this one, actually, because I am a fitness buff myself. In the studio is a fitness trainer, a fitness expert, a content creator, an ambassador to multiple brands, an entrepreneur, a money-making machine. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my sister, Josh G.
Been introduced like that. I love it.
Of course, okay. That's what you are. You know, you're doing a lot. I've followed you for quite some time, but not on this new page. I need to do that because I lost my page last year, but that's a story for a different day. I've seen you on social media for quite some time now with this fitness situation.
Yeah, it's been
as simply as you can, how would you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about, just a summary about me. Just GEEN, yeah.
Okay, so my name is Just GEEN, aka Gina. I got into fitness as a result of a breakup, and I guess I use fitness as therapy to kind of help myself feel better. And I guess a byproduct of that is working out in the gym and looking good. And then I turned it into a brand and started creating content online. And it's been 10 years of just consistently going on and going on and on and on. And I guess the last 3-4 years have been like, boom, where everything's just, catapulted.
Exactly. Now, I'd like to talk about the first 6 years.
Okay, let's do it.
The grind. Before we get into that, you're of African descent. Talk to me about the flag that you're waving from the motherland, please.
I want you to guess.
It has to be the Black Stars.
Come on.
Ghana in the building.
Of course.
Talk to me about that, growing up in the UK.
Do you know what? Funny enough, I was born in Ghana.
And you moved here.
And then I moved here when I was 2. So I guess I don't remember Ghana. Yeah. Literally. So I was raised here, born in Ghana, raised here. I frequent Ghana quite a lot. I go back quite a lot. Dirty December.
It's guaranteed.
Has been seeing me for a very long time. I don't know when that bondage is going to break.
Nah, it's not going to break from any one of us.
I don't think it is. Like this year, everyone's like, "Oh, you're going to Ghana?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Have you booked?" I'm like, "No," but they're like, "I'm like, don't worry about it, man."
Everybody's like, "Oh," you'll see me. And then everybody goes.
Literally. So yeah, like Ghana has a special place in my heart. I love Ghana. Ghana is home. I moved back for like 6 months in between 2021 and 2022. And I loved it. Like I literally was like, I could live here, I could retire here. Do you know what I mean?
Ghana has that set up.
Yeah, for me, definitely.
Talk to me about growing up here in London. What was it? What part of London did you grow up in? What was it like growing up in the family dynamics? Obviously, the strong Ghanaian heritage. You're British and a Londoner on the streets, but when you're in your house, you're Ghanaian type of thing. So talk to me about that.
So I'm from East London, and I saw that.
Hmm.
And my estate wasn't Ghanian. It was very much Congolese.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I guess when I got to like 14, 15, that's when I like really made like Ghanaian friends, if that makes sense. And then like we were all the same, just so heavily like in love with our culture, our community, eating our food, speaking our language, going to restaurants, going to parties. You know, back in the day when everyone used to go like Afrikiko.
Absolutely.
Like,
and then the Ghanaian independence.
yeah,
Hip Life
and
Festival.
this is it, right? So I did my first Ghana independence when I was like 15, and I was even underage, Stratford Rex. And like,
Stratford Rex.
Yeah, and it was a thing, and you proper made your clothes, and like, yeah, man.
Listen, I was on a Twitter space 2 or 3 days ago, and I mention this all the time. I'm never going to get tired of talking about it. That although I'm Nigerian, we're going to the Nigerian Independence Day parties all the time at Stratford Rex or Troxy or whatever.
Yeah.
But my experience at the Hip Life Festival kind of changed my love, elevated my love for being African because of what you mentioned, which was the clothes making. So I walked into the Indigo too, and there were, you know, young, beautiful women with the kente top and the jeans, and then the kente pants and the top. There was there was a certain type of pride with Ghanaian culture that in a lot of ways I hadn't experienced outside of that Hip Life Festival room, that Ghana independence. And it's very common amongst Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is, especially here
Like,
in the UK?
do you know what? I don't actually know. Like, I just feel like we take it very serious. Not so much now. I feel like now it's kind of...
It's watered down now.
It's watered down, right? But we still have Ghana Party in the Park.
Which is still very strong.
It's still going. Do you know what I mean? It happened, August? So, like, we still... I feel like the diaspora over here, like, we're still kind of paving the way for like UK Ghanaians and to kind of like have our culture seen and heard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like there is a strong Ghanaian community in the UK, definitely.
Very, very strong Ghanaian community. Now, you talked about health and fitness where, you know, things have kind of changed for Gina. This is where everybody obviously knows who you are now. Let's talk about walking into the gym for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, what was that like? And what was, yes, you wanted it to kind of, you know, just help you through a breakup, but what was the goal? Were you like, I'm going to make him see me in a couple months and be like, damn, look what I dropped. Do
you know what, yeah? It wasn't even that. It was like, you know, I just needed a distraction. I'm going to be honest. So like for me, and I think that's why I've been able to be so consistent for so long, because it's not been heavily attached to my aesthetic. It's more about my mind. So for me, it makes me feel really good. And it's like my form of self-care to myself.
Facts.
So now it's become such a part of my routine. It's like brushing my teeth. If I don't go to the gym and
low.
my energy's off, I know why. I know that that's what it is. But it was because it just made me feel really good. And it was like escapism for me. So when I'm training, it's like you quieten the noise, like you drown everybody out, and it's just you and whatever music you're listening to, and do you know what I mean? Like, when I'm in the gym, I'm a different person. Like, I come alive in the gym. So for me, it was like, because I liked that feeling, and where everything else outside of that was really bad, I chased it. So I became really obsessed with it. Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, this is what makes me feel good.
That was like the best feeling.
Yeah, it was like an addiction, but a good addiction.
Absolutely. That, like I said, that's me too. I've been in the gym for a long time, and I see that as my 45 to 1 hour of just me and taking care of myself, not only physically, but most importantly, mentally.
Yeah.
You know, and that feeling has continued. Now, yes, you go into the gym, you start liking it, you're obviously seeing results, you're looking in the mirror, things are popping out, you already know. But the moment where you decided to start creating content. Talk to me about that.
So I joined Instagram a very long time ago. I feel like a dinosaur.
Like 2014 or
even before.
God damn.
2011.
What? God,
a very long time ago. And at the time, Instagram had like 5 filters.
Wow.
You know, you couldn't do videos. Your captions were it was, you know, basic
it
Instagram.
Was old school.
Old school. And obviously it's a page where like people would take selfies and all that kind of stuff. But for me, that wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to take pictures of myself because no one cares about how I look. I don't care about like my appearance like that. So I just used to post gym stuff. Wow. So like I just used to post me in the gym. Like, and it's so funny because at the time you're posting pictures. So the pictures are like you doing a squat. It's so cringe when I think about it now, right? Because that doesn't really tell you much, but like just it was very static images of just me in the gym, but it kind of was documenting my gym journey. So the food I ate, like me going for runs and show like if I use an app it will show like the time and the distance and the map and stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that I was posting. And to be honest, again, like I said, this was like 2011. A lot of black women were not in that space or in that field. So it was fairly new to like our community. Facts. And I guess when I looked online, I was only really looking to Americans because obviously
that's
Americans,
where you can see more
they're
black
very
people.
Sporty, they're very athletic, like this is part of who they are. So I kind of was like following a lot of Americans and just doing my own thing. And I guess in doing that, I built up quite a lot of traction just because it was different. It was different to what everybody else was doing, if that makes sense. And I think that's what kind of helped me, I guess, get to where I am because I've been there from the very beginning, literally.
Can you remember the spike? What was the moment where you thought, it looks like this thing really is working? You know, what was that moment?
Do you know what? I think, because remember, when I qualified as a personal trainer, I was still working a 9 to 5. And I battled with that for a very long time because...
A lot of us are.
Yeah, because you have that convenience of getting paid every month and knowing what you're going to get paid, and you know what I mean? And then everything else is like the side hustle money. But then, and at that time as well, it's like I wasn't operating as a business. It was like, this is just my side hustle and I've got my 9 to 5. That's my main bread and butter. But the passion for work just seemed to get smaller and smaller.
What were you doing?
I was I was a probation officer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
No way. I bet a couple of prisoners would have liked to see you walk through.
I'm so dumb. But no, literally. So like, a lot of people do say to me though, like that's such a transition, like it's such a change of environment. I was like, not really, because when you're a probation officer, your job is to rehabilitate people and help them become better versions of themselves. I feel like I'm doing the same thing.
Facts.
It's just transferable skills.
Facts.
So I just started to feel like, do you know what, I'm wasting my talents here because you guys aren't, like my job doesn't allow me to help people in the manner that I want to help them.
Yep.
So I kind of I prayed on it. I had like a saving.
As Africans will.
No, honestly, literally, right? And I was just like, I need a sign from God. No, I'm not even joking, literally.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, I'm going to save a certain amount of money for a rainy day, right?
Yeah.
And when I reach my target, I'm going to quit. Then I reached the target and I didn't quit because obviously I was scared.
You're scared.
Right? And then I remember one of my clients randomly messaged me, but this is why you have to pray to God, you know. One of my clients randomly messaged me and she was like, I had a dream about you last night. And I was like, okay. And then she was just like, oh, and she was Nigerian. And she was like, in the dream, she gave me like a metaphor. And it was basically, she used like a gym analogy for what it was, right? But she was just like, basically like, she gave an example of like an exercise I make her do. Wow. And she was just like, it's like, it was basically essentially saying that you're holding back because you're scared, right? But you need to let go because God's got you, kind of thing, right? Wow. So I don't know what it is that you're praying. I didn't tell her, but she was like, I don't know what it is that you're praying for or that like you have on your heart, but whatever it is, take that leap of faith. God's got you. And I thought, damn. I thought now I've got to quit. Like, do you know what I mean? So that happened, and I just thought, oh, this is the confirmation that I wanted, but I don't want. And then I just handed in my notice, and then I haven't looked back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now talk to me about, we all know what it's like in an African household. Here is Gina. She's got a 9 to 5. You know, mommy, auntie and uncles like to flex. Gina is doing very well. Yeah. She's a manager at, and all of a sudden you come home and say, we're doing fitness.
You want to leave your job to be a gym instructor? Like she was just like, you want to quit your job to be a gym instructor? Like, and the thing is, at the time, my mum knew I was obsessed. She was just like, it's okay. Like, because I was obsessed with it. Like, I lived in the gym, like Monday to Sunday when I come in from work.
Boom.
Yeah, and she was just like, what are you chasing? Like, it's fine, you know? So she knew I was very obsessive. And the thing is, she saw the clients and stuff like that, right? So when I said I was quitting, it was just like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. She was like, gym instructor. Like, and the thing is, I fully get it.
Yes,
like, I get the
absolutely.
reservations. And even because I had the same reservations, right?
Absolutely.
I literally had the same reservations.
And
but
these
like,
are people that care about you anyway.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, my older brother was quite business minded, right? So he was just like, sis, as long as you've got as long as you've got a contingency plan, and obviously I was like, I've saved money. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll be fine. And yeah, do you know what? It worked out well. But I think with my mum as well. So I started doing like a lot of events and stuff. So I think my first ever event I did, when my mum came and she saw the amount of people that I had there, she was like, oh, okay. So people, so she was like, so people really like listen to you, like they actually take you in and stuff. And then now, my mum is my biggest fan. Every event, everything. My mum's on all my social media platforms.
That's amazing.
Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. She's
checking every upload.
Everything. Like my mum's in the comments. Like, that's my daughter. Like, do you know what I mean? She's so supportive, and like she gets excited because she'll be, oh, you're just Jean's mum. She's like, oh.
That's good.
She's so childish, but like because I guess for her, like. And with most African parents, seeing is believing.
Facts.
Especially something that's that is not common
to them
at all. Even, and let's be honest, even for me at the time, it wasn't something that was common.
Yeah.
So me trying to do what I'm doing hasn't been done before. So I'm just as nervous as she is, and I get the reservations, but she was supportive ultimately, and has helped me massively get here.
Now, gym instructor, you're definitely taking jobs, putting people through their paces, and then you decide to take it bigger, make events around that. Talk to me about these events and what the mentality was going into creating this.
Yeah, so I'm very big on energy, and I'm an experience, if I do say so myself.
Come on,
like
talk.
If you've been to any of my classes, you will know what I mean. Like, I'm very high energy, right? And I work with Gymshark, so I teach in their store. So they opened up a store last year, October, in Regent Street. And since I've had a residency there.
Every week?
No, so it's twice a month.
Okay.
And again, we have a DJ. We've got a DJ. It's like it's a whole vibe. Do you know what I mean? So,
Afrobeats. Stop playing.
Come on.
Yeah,
literally,
absolutely.
right?
I apologize.
I'm an Afrobeats and I'm a piano babe. I must say so myself.
Yeah.
So, and I'm very big on music. So even with gym, like if the playlist isn't hitting, it's not happening. Like, and this is how serious it is. So, like I said, I moved to Ghana and I was there for 7 months, and I had a gym that I loved. And music, right?
Yeah.
The gym, and I love this. This is why I love being back home. Because I don't have to worry about what music you're going to play.
Because it's our music.
Because you've got me, right? So every time I go to the gym, I didn't take my headphones once to the gym.
Because the music coming out. It's not here where I go into gym and it's house. Good.
No. So I moved back to London, and I was like, okay, cool. I've come from a high energy, like I can't go to a commercial gym. I just can't do it, right? So I sat down and I was like, I went to like my commercial gym that I used to go to before. I said, this isn't it. And there was one gym that I'd been to like I've been there like here and there, but it wasn't really close to my house. It's like a 20-minute drive.
Okay.
25-minute drive, and it's on the motorway. So, I mean, I'd passed like 4 gyms just to get there.
Do you know
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't make sense commute-wise, yeah. But it's a gym that, the people are like my kind of
vibes.
people. The music, I don't like, do you know what I mean?
It's guaranteed.
That's and I've been going there for like 2 years now, and it's because it's the music that I don't need my headphones. Wow. Like, I'm very, very big on music. Music is a massive part of my journey.
When I go to the gym, I've been a couple times without my headphones. It feels like I left my life at
You're
home.
Even lucky that you continue the
I'm
workout.
disappointed.
I'll go home. I'll even go home. Literally. Like,
No
music
way.
is such a big part of me and how I kind of get through what I'm getting through and stuff like that, right? So again, with my classes, it is about the whole experience. So I've done a few classes in this store, great. And again, I always have a DJ every time I teach. And then I just thought, do you know what? I know what our community are like. We love to get lit. We love a party. I don't know any African who doesn't like a party. Anything to shake nyash. That's what we love to do. And I'm one of them.
Everyone,
that's my ministry.
That's it. Let's go.
I'm just being honest.
Turn up.
That's
Let's
my ministry.
Give me the opportunity to
Look
turn
at
us in church. when it's supposed to be a holy
Exactly.
song.
Any moment we get to move, and for me, it's about moving your body, right? So if I can merge the two, then why not? So it was so weird. I was in the shower and I just had a thought, and I thought, I'm gonna have a fitness party. And I pitched it to my friends and they were like, oh my gosh, this is genius. But at the time, my concept was a little bit different. So I had a certain idea which didn't come to fruition, but I'm not going to talk about it because
you're still going back to it.
I'm going to do it next year. The only reason why it didn't work was a scheduling issue.
It wasn't ready.
Yeah, it was a scheduling issue with the person or the people I was going to do it with. So it didn't manifest. But I was just like, look, I want to do something that brings the community together, even those that don't really enjoy working out, because like, I get it. You don't like, working out isn't easy. I'm going to be honest. It is hard and it's challenging. So, but it's good for you.
Facts.
So one of the ways to kind of package it so it doesn't feel so bad is to wrap it up in a bow and add all the extras so you can kind of deceive people with what's really going on. So I thought, a fitness party. You lot come, you have a good time, you party, and you're working out at the same time. And the way I teach, it's like not a dance class, but I know what I mean. It's like very high energy. It's lit. Sorry, and
and what's it called?
It's called Beats and Bands. We dance to the beats of the song.
Okay.
With resistance bands.
Is this male and female?
Yeah, male and female.
Because I'll be coming to the next one.
No, literally. I'm not even joking. Like I've had and a lot of guys who. I've had guys be very like hesitant to come because they obviously assume it's a
female.
Yeah. And I guess it is just because a lot of women are more likely to show up. But it doesn't mean that you guys can't come. And when they've come, they're like, that was challenging. Like I actually thought it was going to be easy, but they were like, you know what? I had so much fun at the same time. Like the way you teach is really good. So it's a whole experience. So I'm just taking it bigger and better. So we're doing it at Alternate in Tottenham Court Road. On a very, very massive scale. Like we're anticipating 1,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that level.
What day is that?
Sunday, the 22nd of October.
So this podcast has to come out ASAP. Basically, you heard that, brother?
Like tomorrow.
Exactly. Like, no way. Like 1,000 people.
Yeah. So
what time does it start?
It's literally a whole day party. So it starts at doors open at 3.
Yeah.
Workout is from 5:30 to 6:30. To be fair, it just depends on what time people get there.
Okay.
Because again, if majority of people aren't there, then I can't start.
Yeah.
But let's just say it starts at 5:30 to 6:30, and then from then onwards, there's food vendors, drink, party, music. I've got DJs every different hour doing different genres. Like it's gonna be a vibe.
Now, a very important question that as Africans we battle with is our diet hasn't been one that's been very friendly to health and fitness.
Yeah.
So how do you go from fufu or banku or eba or whatever to keeping fit? How do you merge diet and fitness?
So I'm a firm believer of balance. I feel like when I first started out in fitness, I was very extreme. So I kind of went from one extreme to the other, cut out everything. It was just broccoli, rice, chicken, whatever, right? But that's not true to who I am. And it does get very boring. Do you understand what I mean? I feel like it shouldn't feel like a chore. Like life is about enjoyment. So it's about balance, right? And making things work for you. So I know how many calories I need to be consuming. I know what I eat on certain days. Like I make it make sense for myself. So for example, like if I'm training something like legs or lower body, because those are the biggest muscle groups in my body, I'm going to burn the most calories on those days. So I can afford to eat
a little fufu on that day.
No, but do you understand what I mean? Like if I need to, I can kind of account for the calories because I've burnt a lot of calories. If it's a day where I've done absolutely nothing, I'm not going to be eating like pounded jam and I'm not, because it just doesn't make sense.
Because it's not going anywhere.
I guess with me, I'm just at a place now where I make everything work in my favor just so I can enjoy. I mean, you don't have to. If you're happy cutting everything out and living a very strict and mundane lifestyle, then that's absolutely fine. But I know that for most people, it's not sustainable over a long period of time. And then there's also about finding other alternatives. So like, some people I know, like my mum's done it, where she's made like swallow with oats.
Yes, they do that. No, that's popular now in Nigeria.
Swallow with oats.
My friends actually found it from Ghana. Actually.
Really? Yeah, like it's a common thing now. So if she's making swallow, she uses oats, or she uses, is it psyllium husk? Some other, like there's other things that she can use. Do you get what I mean? Because most of the protein comes from the stew or the sauces. Do you get what I mean? And then it's being mindful of the amount of oil you put in your food, the seasonings. Like, there's so many ways to go about it. You don't have to go from 0 to 100. It can even be as simple as portion control.
Facts.
Reducing the amount that you eat as a starting point.
Because as an African...
Exactly. We don't know. Like, carbs are the biggest part of our meal, literally, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of backwards because that shouldn't be the case. Like, your protein and veg should take up more of your plate than your carbs. But the way we eat, you put the carbs first. And then whatever space you have left, you put everything else around it. Yeah, it's so backwards. But I guess it is what it is. But there's a lot of unlearning to do. I do find, that like educating African people on diet is the hardest task ever because a lot of people are very stuck in their ways.
Facts.
And I get it.
It's generational.
And I understand
these foods are generational.
I get it. But then when I was talking to someone about it, and they were basically explaining how, like, but when you look at it, right? So back in the day, when these foods were generational and they were working for us, we weren't sitting behind desk jobs.
We were working.
We were using our hands.
On the street.
Do you know what I mean? So in terms of your daily expenditure of burning calories, you were going to do it regardless, just based on how life was. You lot were, not you lot, but like some people were walking... Don't do that. Some people are walking 2 hours to school.
Facts.
Or to work.
Facts.
Or like manual labor. Do you get what I mean?
That's why people back home, even though they don't go to the gym, a lot of people still look fit.
Exactly.
Six-pack
and
everything.
they're quite toned, right? Based on the nature of their job.
Absolutely.
But if you're the complete opposite, and look at us now, a lot of us, we spend time, we even work from home.
Yeah, man.
Like, at least before you were commuting to the office, right?
Now,
so
we're basically just 4 steps away from the fridge.
This is it. So all of those things don't help us now. So as much as we can say, oh, these foods are generational, our ancestors ate them, our lifestyle is completely different to back then. So we also have to adapt the way in which we eat.
I completely
Do you get what
agree.
I mean?
2 more important questions. A now successful entrepreneur in Just GEEN, what would you say to a younger, Gina that's dreaming of walking this road, whether being a content creator, whether just doing something? The road's going to be tough. They don't have any inspiration. They had to be looking on Instagram for people in other countries that are not within their culture. What would you say to them as information, as advice, in order to be able to follow that dream?
One of the things I'd say is, if you have a dream and people don't understand your dream, don't get disheartened, because it's not their dream to understand. It's yours. So I think that's one thing that I've learned on my journey. Because again, me trying to explain to my mom,
the only one that saw it,
what I'm doing, she just was thinking, huh? Do you get what I mean? But if I listened to her and got discouraged, I would have just not pursued it. But I just, do you know what I mean? But
absolutely.
I understood that she didn't understand it because it wasn't her dream to understand. So that's fine. I think also, just allow yourself to turn your pain into purpose. I feel like everything you go through in life, good or bad, there's a purpose in it. There's a lesson to be learned, and it's not always clear, but find that level of understanding. Because once you find it, that's your superpower.
And finally, what's the goal now for Gina? Because if you're doing events with 1,000 people coming in, you've got partnerships with Gymshark, your Instagram looks like a movie set. It's looking good. You've got brand partnerships from left to right. Shout outs to management and personal friends. Dana, my sister. There's structure now. There's partnerships now. There's so much clarity than there was 10 years ago. What is the future? What is the vision now for Gina?
It's so crazy because it's I still have pinch me moments where it's I didn't foresee any of this. Do you get what I mean? So it is, I'm still kind of taking everything in. I think I'm just here to do world domination, baby. Literally, to be a household name in my industry, and also not just in my community, because the thing is, fitness is a very much male, white dominated space. And that's the industry that I'm in. And I don't want to be Gina in the black community. I want to be Gina in the fitness industry.
Talk that talk.
Do you understand what I mean? Because I'm bigger than my community. Not saying that there's anything wrong with my
No,
community,
but
I'm taking my community to the mainstream.
Let's go.
Do you understand what I mean?
Let's go.
Because there's space for us there, and I don't understand why it has to even be a separate thing. to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to keep knocking on doors and plugging my way in there and then bringing everyone along with me.
Listen, I'm looking forward to Sunday. I'm probably going to get a camera guy to come down. Let's see how I'm going to put myself to work.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Let's
Bring
see
your
what's going to
leggings.
Let's go and do everything that needs to be done. Tell them once again what the date is.
So it's Sunday,
and where people can get
22nd of October. Yeah, tickets are in my bio on Instagram. My Instagram is just JUST_GEEN, GEEN, and the link is there. Or you can go on dice.fm and just type in Just GEEN and the tickets should come up there.
Oh, partnership with Dice as well.
There
the
we
morning
go.
long. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my superstar guest, Just GEEN.
The Afrobeats Podcast.